What's up, everybody? Welcome inside to our awesome digs here at League Unlocked. My name's Eric, and it's a Monday, which means it's time for a little bit of power ranking action. We're going fast and furious now because we're coming down to the end of the regular season in the LCS. Already reached the regular season's ending in the LCK. World's qualifications just around the corner. Pretty much every game going forward now has some serious high stakes for every single team. Starting off in North America, where you've got the likes of TSM, CLG, former gods of NA sitting on the outside of the playoff picture right now. Needed some wins in Week 8 to keep those hopes alive. CLG didn't get it done. TSM did, and the story the last couple of weeks in NA have been Cloud9 climbing their way up the standings, and for the third, maybe even fourth straight week, they're moving higher up on our power rankings. They have now reached the top 3 after yet another 2-0 week. One of those wins was against the likes of Team Liquid, who are still sitting at the top of the standings. A loss to Cloud9 is not enough to knock them off their throne. 100 Thieves also went 1-1 this week, but still, those are the clear top 2 dogs in North America right now, heading into the final week of the regular season. Liquid's already clinched a playoff spot, and I believe 100 Thieves has as well. But Liquid, I mean, they've gotten behind early in so many games and have still been able to rebound. Whether that's a positive or a negative, it's really both. You could kind of give examples of each. 100 Thieves had that real barn burner with TSM going north of 50 minutes, back and forth. A disgusting Dr. Mundo performance by Someday. But again, pretty much anyone probably could have put up a similar performance on that champion because Mundo is absolutely busted right now. It's absolutely insane that Riot hasn't nerfed his ult yet, because you just had to watch that game between TSM and 100 Thieves. It was so gross. Seeing that Mundo run in 1v4 with people peeling for Sven when he has a Last Whisper and the Grievous Wounds, and he still can't even get that champion to half health, and he dies in that 1v4. So that game was pretty insane, but 100 Thieves still sitting in that top 2. Cloud9, 6-1. Well, they were 5-1 with Blabber and Jensen, moved to 6-1, then they got subbed out, and they kept winning. They kept on winning, so now they're 7-1 in their last 8. They've won 6 in a row. They started 2-6, and look at them now, 9-7, looking like it's in their own destiny. They hold it in their own hands to make the playoffs, so what a turnaround from that Cloud9 squad. Rounding out the top 4, Echo Fox did not look great this week, but they're still sitting in that 4th spot. Even though I know Optic beat them this week, still feel like Echo Fox is a stronger team, and they are better with this new look roster, but they didn't have a great performance this week. It looked like they were going to kind of walk over and win that Optic match. They did not whatsoever, and they also dropped that game earlier in the week to 100 Thieves. So 0-2, maybe we're being too generous putting them in that top 4, but they still are a top 4 team when they're playing well. Optic in at number 5, even though they have a worse record than FlyQuest. FlyQuest went 2-0 this week, but they did have about as easy a schedule as you can get against Clutch and CLG. But I mean, you can't knock FlyQuest for that. They look dominant in their 2 wins, but because Optic got that win against Echo Fox, they're staying 1 spot ahead of them in the power rankings. TSM, they finally did it. They finally had a 2-0 week. It feels like it's been forever, and it was pretty much do or die. If they didn't go 2-0 this week, they really were going to have their work cut out for them making playoffs. Now, with this 2-0, they're back to 500, tied with Optic, who, by the way, they play in Week 9, which is pretty much going to be a playoff decider. Whoever wins that match is likely going to be securing that final playoff spot in North America. But because other teams were still looking good, and because TSM was so down in the rankings coming into Week 8, 2-0 isn't enough to move them. They stay at number 7, but their playoff chances are looking much better after a 2-0. The bottom 3 stays the same from last week, but there's a little bit of movement going around. Clutch finally got a win. They're 6-10, so they move up 2 spots. All you have to do to move up from the bottom 3 is win a game, because Golden Guardians and CLG cannot win. Their losing streaks have gone to 6 and 7 games now. CLG They were 5-3. So excuse me, they have an 8-game losing streak now. They were 5-3. We thought they would be one of the top teams, definitely a playoff contender, and then the wheels just totally fell off for them. They have been unable to lock up a win since then. Even Golden Guardians, we had them in the top 5 of our power rankings. I think they even got the 4th at one point, but they have just completely stumbled since then. So they're sitting down at the bottom 3. They're eliminated from playoff contention. Clutch, I think, no, they'd be eliminated as well. No, they could still go 2-0, actually. Clutch, it's still alive. The dream is still alive. They need a whole lot of stuff to happen for them. They're not going to make playoffs. So those bottom 3 are out. It's basically down to 7 for these 6 playoff spots. Someone is getting ousted going forward. But who is a standout performer in Week 8 in North America? It was actually 2 of them. We didn't talk about it enough. That Cloud9 Liquid game. Svenskeren and Golden Glue sub in for Cloud9 after they have been completely rolling, winning 6 of 7 with Blabber and Jensen in the jungle and mid lane. But they bring up Svenskeren and Golden Glue, and boy, did they perform. This was a classic case of, if they win this game, Reaper looks like a genius. If they lose, he's going to get flamed an unbelievable amount. But Svenskeren and Golden Glue almost single-handedly got Cloud9 the win against Team Liquid. I know it's a little unfair to give a Week 8 MVP to guys who only played one of the 2 games, but the sheer dominance that they showed in that game against the best team in North America is more than enough to give them the honors for Week 8. And it was the entire early game for Cloud9 was at the hands of these 2. They completely dumpstered Pobelter in that mid lane. Svenskeren, for all the memes around him, whenever he's struggling, just throw him on Lee Sin, and look at that, he performs fantastically. Again, it was all the early game. They were completely involved even in the late game. The snowball got going quickly for Liquid. Pobelter was 32 CS behind. He was down like 2,000 gold pretty early on, way too early to be down that much gold, and he never really was able to recover. They just played through that mid lane. They were locking down that inner turret pretty early on, and I mean, Blabber and Jensen have been looking pretty darn solid with that Kindred Zillion comp that they were running, but Svenskeren and Golden Glue have come in and they obviously delivered. And for all the flack that Cloud9 has gotten for all these roster swaps, they now have a team that looks set on making playoffs in NA, even have a chance at locking up one of the buys, which I did not think would be possible when they started off 2-6. And they have the best Academy roster in the Academy League, so maybe they were just way ahead of everyone, and we were judging them far too quickly because the LCS is a very long season, and the summer split obviously the most important one as Worlds qualifications come around. And Cloud9, with this 7-1 streak, has put themselves in a prime position to actually still go to Worlds, which they have never missed in the organization's history.